Sure. And that's a great question. It's one that we actually get a lot, which really, if you are someone who is selling a property or even considering purchasing a property, might be something that you want to start asking, agents that you're interviewing, especially if you're going to be interviewing more than one. Obviously, you should be asking all of them the same question. So what I feel is really important about that question, and what really does make us different, if you will, is just that we're a family-run business. Okay, Joe and I, we're brothers, we're business partners. 2 members on our team, they're family. So we are truly a family business. And I think what makes us more unique about that is that we're looking out for each other, because whatever we do for our clients is a direct reflection on us as a family member. It's a direct reflection on us as an entire team. But, when we were kids, my mother used to say, that's my name on the back of that jersey, behave appropriately, right? If you're in sports or something like that, right? And so to me, it's the same way, that I want to make sure that I'm acting professionally and I'm acting accordingly for my clients and in the public, because it also has a direct reflection on my brother and has a direct reflection on our teammates, because they're a part of our team. And we are a team, right? It's not just you don't work for me, we work together. And so I think what's unique about that is that I feel that we are connected that way. And so we're not only just looking out for our clients, we are looking out for each other in the process, which then makes it a better experience for our clients in the long run. At the same time, we have a vast experience, knowledge, okay? Vast experience in coverage of area, where most agents that we have found, and even teams, when I got into this business 20 years ago, 20 more than that now, but 20 plus years ago, when I first came here, I didn't know anybody. I had no center of influence, no friends, no family, no nothing. And most of the agents had all grew up here or in some degree. So they always would be like, I noticed they all focused on whatever town it was that they lived in. So it was like, okay, well, I can't do that because I walk into a store, I get to know somebody, but they went to high school with 15 real estate agents in the town. So I had really no in. So my resolution was, I'm going to cover just 35 miles. And the unfortunate thing and the blessing that we have is that we do have the ocean, but you are then limited in your population, because where we are, we virtually have the ocean and we have the bay. So there's only so much real estate and people for me to work with. So the decision I made back then was, well, I'll just cover more ground. So I just started covering virtually every single town in Cape May County. And then when Joe came on board, what happened was we actually had a company that we were blessed with. They had multiple offices. So I worked in one office up in the northern part of the county. Joe worked in the office in the southern part of the county, which then allowed us to cover more effectively that real estate. Because if there was somebody that wanted to buy or sell, I could pass them off to Joe and vice versa. So our knowledge then grew from there. And now you start to know towns in and outs. One person becomes a little bit more of a specialist over here. One's more of a specialist over here. There's more intimate knowledge. Actually, our team is very much the same way too. We have one buyer's agent. They're actually up north, closer to me, and another agent is actually down south, closer with Joe. So it works out perfectly. Like now, all of a sudden, we're almost building 2 teams separately, independently, but dependent on each other, if you know what I mean. So what makes us unique with that is that we just have an infinite knowledge of just the county as a whole, things that go on as a whole. And if you're a seller in today's market, you need someone that can solve a problem for you, which is find you a buyer. So what happens then is that we're able to then cross-market your property to potential buyers that are showing up for our other listings or other properties in other towns, where otherwise you wouldn't normally have that. So now all of a sudden I'm virtually tripling your marketing potential, because I'm taking your property and I'm marketing it into 3 or 4 southern towns or 3 or 4 northern towns of where your property is currently located. If you're a buyer, you may not have any knowledge on a town that's outside of your current consideration. And now all of a sudden you're giving me your desires and your goals and what you're trying to accomplish. And all of a sudden it's like, well, wait a minute, I might have a better area for you, or an area you might want to consider, because we have that vast knowledge of those other towns that all of a sudden they're shopping in a whole different town that is far better in a way for them than that they ever thought, because they were only locked in on one town because it was their limited knowledge. It's what they had. So I feel like that's what really, really makes us more unique. I know agents have other offices in other towns, but they don't spend any time there. Like we live in both of these locations. So I feel like that makes us more unique. As a real estate agent, look, we all do this very similar jobs, right? It's really not that much different. It's kind of like a stockbroker. But what makes certain stockbrokers better than others? What makes certain real estate agents better than others if you all, for the most part, do similar tasks, right? Similar things. It's the application. It's to what volume that we can do it. It's to how we handle it, how our coverage. I mean, we have a whole team of staff that works for us. We have a social media company. We have a closing coordination company that works with the title companies. We have our listing coordinator. Okay. We have, I mentioned our social media person. Then we also have another person that actually will handle a lot of our different parts of the transaction. Okay. So we have a vast crew that works with us for our clients specifically. It's not me, Chris Ferzoco, trying to now be your listing agent, your marketer, your social media person. Oh, I've also taken care of listing your property. And by the way, I'm now going to handle the closing process because we have a contract. There's too many hats. You can't be efficient that way. Your doctor and your dentist don't do that. Why would I? That's not providing good customer service. So we have professionals in each of those departments because we know that they're going to handle it efficiently and effectively to provide the best service possible, which then makes the transaction extremely enjoyable and most profitable, and or getting you the property that you desire. And that's ultimately what our goal is.
So would you say that how would you say that your service compares to other real estate companies?
I feel our service is excellent compared to others. We have probably the best closing coordinator in the business, I feel, with Mary McKenna. And I say that not because I just believe it. Mary's been with us a long time, so I do believe it wholeheartedly. But I say that because other agents have told us that. And that to me is the proof. You know, we have clients that tell us that. But when you have agents from other agencies telling you, man, Mary's the best, that's when you know you've hit a home run. And so I feel in that aspect of the closing process, we have the best service, right there. Our listing coordinator is fantastic, right? She writes some of the best descriptions. She writes her descriptions, and it's not AI generated, which everybody can do nowadays. Okay. So I feel that there's definitely a hands-on, there's more of a personal touch to those types of things. So yeah, I think in comparison, I think we have some of the best, if not the best customer service out there. Is there room for improvement? We're always looking for ways to improve our customer service, and we welcome that from our clients to tell us.